Good morning everyone, my name is Cam, and in today's video I want to talk a little bit about strength versus hypertrophy. My goal is to provide information to you in the most simplistic, easy to understand ways as possible. I won't talk too much about rep ranges, sets, 1 rep max, etc. I just want to quickly explain the differences between these two very common sought after adaptations. So why do people work out? Well, there's obviously a ton of reasons why somebody would enter a gym. This could include losing weight, build muscle, improve cardiovascular health, training for a sport, rehab, or maybe you're trying to body recomp before spring break. A lot of these adaptations are very common, but again, the two that we're going to talk about today are strength versus hypertrophy. So what is strength? Strength is defined as the ability of the neuromuscular system to produce internal tension in the muscles and connective tissues that pull on the bones, to overcome an external force or external load. Strength is going to consist of multiple muscle groups working together, recruiting neurons, adjusting technique, with a main goal of simply getting the weight from point A to point B, with good form, of course. So think about strength as improving your skill to lift weights. When you grab a bar to bench press for the very first time, chances are you're probably going to be kind of shaky, you're not going to have very good control, and the overall move is kind of going to be a shock to your body. Each time you grab a bar and go to bench press after this though, your skill in bench pressing is going to get better and better. This is a very simple explanation of you improving your strength in the bench press. This is also one of the reasons why brand new lifters are going to see a dramatic increase in their lifts in the first few months of working out. So then what is hypertrophy? Hypertrophy is defined as an adaptation characterized by an increase in the cross-sectional diameter of muscle fibers that occurs as a response to those fibers being recruited to create increased levels of tension. More specifically, it is a function of protein balance, synthesis first breakdown, and consists of 3 mechanisms: muscle tension, muscle damage, and metabolic stress. In other words, hypertrophy is simply the growth in muscle fibers themselves. Hypertrophy training is going to be slightly more advanced than strength training relative to brand new lifters. The goal of hypertrophy training is to increase the overall muscle size. This is typically going to be done by isolating 1, maybe 2 muscles and having extreme focus and activation of that muscle. Compared to the bench press that I explained for strength, unless you have a really good mind-muscle connection, this is probably not going to be the best move for hypertrophy of the chest. This is because a move like the bench press is a compound movement, which is going to call on other muscles such as the delts and the triceps. An example of a great hypertrophic chest exercise is something like a cable fly. This can be done to isolate the upper pecs, the middle pecs, and the lower pecs. Again, hypertrophy is about isolating one specific muscle. From a mechanical standpoint, you're trying to be as inefficient as possible here. So to quickly recap, think about strength as using the nervous system to improve your skill on a lift, and by skill, I mean overall technique to move more weights. While hypertrophy is about muscle growth, isolating a specific muscle, and being extremely inefficient in your movements. By inefficient, I mean making the lift as difficult as possible by taking away the recruitment of other nearby muscles. To be clear here, you can absolutely increase strength and hypertrophy together. I'm not saying you necessarily have to choose one or the other, but someone with the goal of improving strength is going to have a different routine than someone going for more hypertrophy. Again, I just wanted to quickly explain the difference between these two adaptations, as they are probably the 2 most popular goals when entering a gym, and they can get very confusing. I hope you learned something new in this video, and if you have any questions, please feel free to comment down below. I am going to have a ton more content on other platforms, so if you are interested, I will have those linked in the description down below. And if you stuck all the way through, thank you for watching, and have a great rest of your day.